Hi everyone, welcome to the video for May the 8th, Saturday. It's going to be a tough day for a punter, I think, with rain coming in at all the big tracks. I've got a few selections that I'm going to back myself, and if you fancy them, feel free to go in as well. We had a great weekend last weekend, but I can't guarantee any sort of results like that again. We just have to hope that we keep going. We've had a good year so far this year. After a poor flat season last year, we've had a good year this year with Christmas meetings. Then we did well at Dublin Racing Festival, a slight profit at Cheltenham, good profit at Aintree, and very good profits last week over Punchestown. Before I start with my selections today, I want to point you in the direction of a podcast I believe could be one of the biggest podcasts for racing out there in a year's time. Now, these boys are a bit left field. They're a bit close to the bone. I find it very funny, but I also see them as real gurus. I think they're both professional gamblers. I know one is for sure, but I think they both are. And they're just putting their knowledge out there for the listeners. It's on YouTube and on SoundCloud, and that's the Bar Stewards Inquiry. I listen to them all the time, but I've waited until now to put their podcast to you guys because I think they're better on the flat. And that was proved last weekend when they put up not only Poetic Flair like I put up, but they also put up Storting at 33-1 for the Thirst Handicap. And although you only just hang on, that's all you need. And I have to admit to having a decent win on their horse as well. But that's not the reason I've put them up, because I know that these guys are really knowledgeable. And I'd advise you to listen to their podcast every Friday night. So getting on to Saturday, like I said, it's going to be really difficult with the weather. We don't know how much rain we're going to get. And with that in mind, I'd say I'll be keeping last weekend's winnings firmly intact and only betting a little bit of it. I've got 4 races I want to talk about with 2 selections in one and 1 selection in the other. So in the 3:15 at Haydock, the Swinton Hurdle, it's worth a lot of money, and there's an Irish horse coming across. Now, he's up a lot for his win at Fairyhouse, Shanroe. He is up a lot. He's up £21 altogether for that win, but you don't often win Fairyhouse handicaps by 9 lengths, and this horse was due to go to the flat. But they've come for this race because it's such a big pot. I'd back him just win only. I think if he doesn't win, he could blow out, but I think at 7-1, he's a decent bet. I thought his win last time it was effortless, and he looks a really good horse going forward. So a 7-1 Shanroe for the 3:10 at Haydock. In the 3:45, another Irish horse, but I don't have the prices yet. If current options 5-2 are better, I'd back him. I thought it was a good run behind Lancaster House last time. I thought that was a good race. But if he's lower than 5-2, I wouldn't back him because there are some soft ground specialists in here like Tom Free and others. So if he's not bigger than 5-2, I wouldn't back him. But current option in the 3:45 at Haydock will be my pick. Over at Ascot, in the 2:30, I thought Without a Fight was a bit unlucky to bump into what I think is a really good horse in Alazi last time out. And apart from Alazi, he won the race quite nicely. I think he's a good horse going forward. And at 9-2, I'd back Without a Fight in the 2:30 at Ascot. The final race that I want to talk about is the 3:40 at Ascot. It's a really tough handicap. I've got one that I think is too big a price. That's Walhan of James Tate's. I think James Tate's horses are running really well. Run to form ratio of 69%. He's booked Haley Turner, who's really good on the straight course at Ascot. And I think this Walhan's ran a couple of nice races at Ascot the last twice he's been there. And I think he may have been laid out for the race. But I also fear the favourite in Acquitted, who looked like he was going to bolt in at Doncaster last time out over a mile and just fell on a heap in the last sort of 100 yards. I think over 7 furlongs. I think he could have been laid out for this by Hugo Palmer. He's got Tom Marquand on board, and I like his chances as well, so I'm going to back them both. Probably just back Acquitted to win, but I'll back Walhan each way. Acquitted's about 9 to 1 and Walhan's 20 to 1. So just to run through the selections that I've got for tomorrow. Now, you shouldn't just be following me in blind. You should be going in if you fancy these horses. But in the 3:15 at Haydock, Shanroe, 7 to 1. In the 3:45, current option at Haydock, if he's above 5 to 2. Without a fight in the 2:30 at Ascot at 9 to 2. And in the 3:40 at Ascot, Walhan at 20 to 1 each way, and Acquitted to win at 9 to 1. Don't forget to give those guys a listen tonight. The Bar Steward's Inquiry, I find them quite funny. They're close to the bone, like I said, and you may not like their humour, but I think they're very knowledgeable on the flat, and I think over the season they're sure to show good results. So thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Hope you find a few winners, and if you're backing mine, I hope I've found a couple, but don't back them without checking them out yourself. I'll be back to you next weekend. Bye for now.